Welcome everybody to the finals of the MTG Paper Legacy Challenge. My name is Dr. Leo. I'm here with the wonderful Astrid. How are you doing tonight?
Just barely making it through this weather.
Getting
Feels
that
like this.
summer sun?
Yep. Or hiding from it is a little more accurate.
Yeah, we were actually just out on the lake earlier and had a wonderful time. Let the dog run through, but we are back for like the Summer of Magic. It is the last weekend before the insane, massive card dump that is Modern Horizon 2 hitting the
I can hardly
format.
wait.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. There's so many cards coming in to shake up the entire format. So this is the last time we're gonna see a lot of these archetypes. So coming in here, we got Tensai, one of the tried and true, one of the honestly best players on the Discord, constantly here in the very top. Locking down today's finals with Cephalid Breakfast versus Kyle Matoba, who's on the OG Snow Miracles. So like basically what happened with what without the Oko package. Tell me about
Is
this matchup.
Uro the OG now? Please tell me,
Uh
Doc.
no,
I
I
will
so
never
so
respect. I have
oh,
no
so I,
respect for that card.
I have some hot takes when it comes to Uro. Oh, and supporting like 3 Uros plus. So if you're trying to go for like if your main game plan of winning is with like Uro and stuff like that, I have some hot takes about like the amount of like graveyard support you need for that sort of stuff. We don't see that in here. This is like a straight up like miracles list, just slamming in 3 Euro and 4 Ice Fang Quotals to play more of a mid range game plan. And the standard 2 Terminus and then treat the Angels to make it a miracles build.
Back in my day, we played 3 Terminus and 4 Snapcasters.
Oh yeah. I grew up playing around a Miracles player, one of the best players in our shop. Wyatt always beat me when it came to the matchup, but still I play bad decks, but it's okay because bad decks just got a huge boost in Modern Horizons 2. I was super excited to
Really
talk
bad.
about that later on. In fact, I think these control decks are gonna look completely different after this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's gonna be too many threats. There's gonna be so many like explosive decks, and I think it's time for our players to be let off. And as a reminder, these are the finals of a 5 round tournament that happened today. So each of these players are coming in. Let's see standings. Tensai's coming in 4-0, and Kyle's coming in 3-0-1. So, no, if Tensai takes this down, it's even split, takes the entire thing down. But if Kyle takes it down, it goes down to breakers. So it's gonna be really wild to see how this all shakes up.
Mm-hmm. And if you're interested in joining any of these tournaments in the future, you can always type !Discord in the chat. Friendly reminder.
Exactly. Hey, get to hang out with us, get to go play some fun games of Magic. I mean, the spoiler channel has just been nonstop with Modern Horizon. Everybody has hot takes about different cards and different things. Like it is the central hub of everything that's paper legacy in the around the world. But we're just seeing and just standard stuff for are these blue white decks going back and forth, just cantripping, trying to make sure that each one of them are finding the cards that they need. Tensai going for the Tundra here, not caring about Wasteland at all.
I mean, it's hard to afford. You can't easily afford that with a mana base like that.
Yeah, it's straight blue white, but the problem with this is the fact that there's a lot of specific requirements. Because for if you don't know or if you haven't been around for a long time, the Cephalid Breakfast combo is the combination of using Cephalid Illusionist to target it to mill the top 3 cards of your library and using Nomads in Core to redirect damage to it. Just basically doing this infinitely. Put your entire deck into your graveyard, bring it all back with a Dread Return, and win through a Thassa's Oracle kill. One of the most efficient win packages in all Legacy right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those things that it's a very efficient package. As Breakfast was brought back from the brink with this combo, and one of the
Tensai has just been
interest.
on such a tear with it too.
Oh yeah,
Every
absolutely.
time, every time he shows up with it, it just always puts up results.
Yeah, it's very good. You know this a little bit more than me because you played against Sensei a lot. But what's your opinion on like these absolutely amazing, really fast, Thoughts Oracle kill decks like Breakfast, Doomsday,
Well,
Utsil Spells.
I tend to play decks that really don't interact with them very well, and his specific build of it too is kind of geared that way, where more than anything else, it's just good at avoiding disruption. We have Ether Vial, which can avoid counters. Actually, between Ether Vial, Grand Abolisher, and Cabal Therapy, it's not really hard at all to make it so that the opponent really has no good window of interaction
Yeah,
of any
exactly.
kind. Um,
Yes. So we see here, though, on Kyle's side, we did have a Force of Will for the Stoneforge Mystic, which is pretty smart because Shuko is
so,
also a backup
yeah,
win condition.
Stoneforge
So
is a very clever choice here, as it creates an added flexibility to the deck. You can grab Shuka, which is a combo piece with Cephalid Illusionist, or, barring that, you can just get Batterskull and beat
that
down.
Stoneforge beats. Yeah.
And
Uh,
I am no stranger to Stoneforge beats. Sometimes
oh,
that just ends the game on its own.
seriously, unanswered Stoneforge with a Batterskull on the field, especially because you do the flicker trick. There's
And
so
there's
many
the
things
vial.
that. Oh, here we go. Okay, so Vile. Oh, this late is going to be, I think, less value immediately, especially since we already saw one Uro go into the yard, and Uro can be a very fast clock. But Kyle doesn't have the graveyard size to support bringing back an Uro this turn, unless we're going to see some sort of like fetch. Yeah, I don't think there's or the what's called the Ice Fang has to die.
Yeah. But
Oh, ooh, so I
this.
want to talk about this. As
Oh?
I understand playing for your playing to avoid wasteland and stuff like that, but now Kyle can't bring back Uro because Kyle fetched for the for a planes.
Mm hmm. Yeah, these three color decks do have a lot of mana issues with Astrolabe gone. Good riddance. But
Yeah, exactly. You have to make these considerations now instead of just having the free value of being able to play the cards and just be able to cast any spells you want.
looks like, is that Narset result? No, that's Teferi, isn't it?
That's
On the
three fairy.
bouncing the
Yeah,
vial, because a vial, even this late in the game, can still mean a lot. Because
it
Not
does.
doing Tensei isn't using this as a value vial. He's using it in order to get his combo past disruption, and his combo pieces cost 1 and 2 mana, so they
Exactly.
will get through with the vial even if you play it relatively late into the game.
Yeah, like Bear, thank you for the resubscription. One of the original subscribers for 10 months. Thank you, my friend. Also, our amazing TO for today. And then thank you also to Pie Boy, who is our table spotter today, and Mr. Jack Dax, who is our streamer today. Thank you both for working so hard on this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. This card is good. So this is another card. When we talk about like cards bringing back decks, Recruiter the Guard was a huge boost for Cephalid Breakfast.
Recruiter hit that deck, but also D&T and also Ellerin. It's kind of
It
crazy
it
how much
hit
stuff
that.
that
It
card
hit
single-handedly
humans.
hit.
It hit even things like what's one call it Bomberman, and it created Esper Vile. Like it is one of the most important white creatures ever printed. And as we saw, when Imperial Recruiter got printed into Modern from Modern Horizons 2, that has just been blowing up everywhere.
That'll
Everybody is
be,
trying to figure out the best shell for it.
yep. Can't wait to see what people do with it there, but I'm not really a modern expert at the end of the day. That's why we're here.
Yeah, I had a small stint in Modern, and then they banned Birthing Pod. And I was like, nope, don't need to play this format anymore.
Yep. I was that way about Faithless Looting, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, Faithless Looting was a hard hit on Modern, but at the
And then
same time,
in other
like,
news, the one of Jace the Mind Sculptor enters the ring on the side of Kyle.
is it a one?
So
No, oh yeah, it's a one of Jason Mind Sculptor.
So
Wow.
the Vise is rapidly closing around Tensai, but he is by no means dead because even through Teferi and Jace, he still could, in theory, win as early as this turn.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, so the way that with this combo and an Aether Vial to protect it all and make sure that the key piece is resolved, it's entirely possible that we might be able to see a, a Tensai combo out from nowhere once everything's been resolved. But this combo
Just
does
needs an
require
opening.
certain key pieces to resolve, like something like a Dread Return. That has to resolve. We do have some Cabal therapies in deck to help with that, but it's close.
Yeah, control decks, once they snowball to the point where you could just have even enough counters for the therapies,
Yeah,
right? We
exactly.
see
And
4 Force of Will, 2 Force of Negation, 1 Spell Pierce, and
yeah, and
the rest of the deck is mostly card draw.
yeah, exactly. And so we're gonna see Uro coming back this next turn, most likely because there's 2-drop Island that can be fetched off of that flooded strand. Brings you one more card closer to Uro. And
Mm-hmm.
once you get Uro plus his 3 fairies plus everything else, it's very hard.
Tensai is spinning his wheels further. You see he fetched a Batter Skull, which is not something you would think would indicate a combo line. And
Yeah,
is
and that's
now
the thing. I
pondering and
I
brainstorming.
wonder I wonder how much Kyle has experienced against Tensai or knows Tensai for when he
Mm-hmm.
plays.
Because as
Hey,
much as Tensai doesn't look like he's close to a win, Kyle is not about to kill him anytime soon.
yeah, there's not been any indication of anything else than just a standard blue-white Stoneblade mix.
Even a
Hey,
J-Salt would take another 6 turns.
yeah, let's see. What was the cavern on?
Human.
It was on human. See, even with all of that, Kyle has no idea that this. Okay, now here it comes, Shuko, and we see Kyle here trying to figure out what this card is. Yeah, okay. Now the other foot has been dropped. Yeah, this is where the sparks are flying. It's like, okay, this isn't a standard Stoneblade list. Like, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Bear. Of course, I was a pod player. Like, are you really that surprised? That was my baby.
I mean, you don't have Veteran Explorer or Cabal Therapy in Modern,
Yeah.
so that's the next best
Oh,
thing.
that was before I learned about the power of veteran explorer and therapy. Yeah, yeah. The look of a player thinking, "Shuko, what the hell?" Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's just like, yeah, sure,
What
it
is this
resolves.
Modern?
I was like, yeah, it just gives you what's it called? And yeah, it resolved. It's on the recruiter the guard right now. Like, yeah, it just gives you +1/+0. It's like, yeah, I just want to edge out my Tarmogoyf over your Tarmogoyf.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and we're even see the source of plowshares on the recruiter, thinking that's what it is. Oh, dude, Kyle, if you've never played against Cephalid, oh, that's not the point.
Yeah, no. He's treating it
Oh,
like Alarin.
oh, you're gonna yeah, and this was still in the main phase. Okay, it looked like it went on the equip. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, Kyle. So this is one of those things. I don't know how long Kyle's been playing Legacy or anything like that, but we are very new player friendly when we want to make sure that everybody has a chance to play. We allow proxies and stuff like that. So if you're new to Legacy and you haven't been around like the old folks where we knew what Cephalid breakfast was and stuff like that, um, what was it? I think it was GP Atlanta. That extended tournament with Cephalid Illusionist and just destroyed everything. Uh, that's when Cephalid Breakfast first came around, and if you've never seen it before, it can catch you by surprise, and it'll get you. And
Yep.
yeah, no, this is not just Stoneforge Mystic.
Just at any moment, Tensai could just violin the Nomads, untap, violin the Illusionist, and we see a Swords to Plowshares was just spent. Who knows how many more he's got.
Yeah, exactly. But that sort of plowshare did give Kyle the requisite numbers for Uro.
That's
So
true.
that does help
And
because
he's leaving it in
now
the graveyard in case he draws his one of Snapcaster Mage.
there's
Such
also
disrespect.
hold on. There's a Mystic Sanctuary in the list.
Good point.
There's Mystic Sanctuary, and I've been playing a lot with Mystic Sanctuary. Though it feels terrible when it's in any of the cards you ever draw, it is still like a pretty good card.
That's
It
true. I
can help out
mean,
in this situation.
it's gotten itself banned twice, so it's
True,
got to be something
truth.
good.
It got banned in Pauper as well, right?
Yep. Good old Deprive.
What, dude? Oh,
Nothing like looping a counterspell every single turn
yeah,
in
you're not
Pauper.
wrong. That is really good in Pauper. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Prez BOTW and your cancerous mono blue deck. Why do you do this to people?
Yep.
No, but
Well,
okay. So we're seeing Resolve Recruiter. So once again, Recruiter just uh, it makes everything so much easier. It's an enzyme. It really just helps facilitate every single transaction that happens in this. It is
that's
so good.
certainly a metaphor. We're seeing a Grand Abolisher.
Ooh, okay, we got
So
another
Tensai
reader.
must already have the Illusionist.
Okay. Yeah, that
So
must be happening.
if
Oh,
he's
this is
got
the
the
original
Illusionist,
three fairy.
he literally wins this turn.
Okay, so those that don't know Grand Abolisher, one of the OG white hate cards. White 2/2. During your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. This basically says, I'm gonna put this in and you don't interact with me. So
Until you untap.
until you untap, exactly, and it's recruiterable.
And
So this
unlike Teferi, you can recruit it and you can vial it and you can cavern it.
exactly. It is very good. And for that reason, it's been a part of this deck for a little bit. I think actually for a long time this card has been used to protect it. I think that's the reason why the deck doesn't run three fairy in the main because of the fact that it doesn't need it because Grand Abolisher can be found off a recruiter card. So, this is going to be of a massive threat for Tensai because once this is on the field with the Violon too, that can be happening at instant speed, game's over. There's no more counter spells or anything like that. That three fairy leverage doesn't exist anymore, and
Yep. On the
Tensai
other
doesn't
hand,
care.
Teferi did just provide another unique bonus. We saw an end of turn ponder.
Ooh, yeah, that's cool. Um, on the subject of busted things you can do with three fairy, I have Cabal Therapy people in their draw step.
Ouch.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one. That same turn, well, technically the therapy was in the graveyard. I unearthed on their draw step a Seagate and then flashed back the Cabal therapy. One of the most busted things I ever did in Esper Stormcaller. Dude scooped right away. I felt so bad.
Don't. That was pretty epic of you.
Oh yeah, three fairy on the board. It's a good card.
Yep.
Well, so Kyle has to be trying to figure out what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle's
And
got
whether
to
any of the cards in his relatively enormous hand will actually get him there.
yeah, exactly.
We'll see him
That's
brainstorm into Uro attack into brainstorm. So he's just looking for something.
anything, anything. Yeah, just something to do. Just okay. Do I waste the Swords of Plowshares here? Do I force will this? Do I? Because he doesn't know. Oh, and if he does know, he's got to be thinking of just like, okay, how do I even play around this? Because once this is on the field, it's it. Game over. It's
Mm.
like, oof.
He's getting to ferry off the board in order to send
Okay. So
Ether
targeting the Aether
Vial to
File,
hand.
put
And in
in.
response, a third Stone Forge.
Okay. What is
Um,
Stoneforge?
can get Umazawa's Jite with that. That's the last main deck equipment.
Okay. Okay, I could see it, but
Speaking of Stoneforge Mystic, there is a certain recent new printing that I am not going to lie, a little bit excited about.
oh, did he get a new printing?
No,
Or are you talking
a
about the
new
Double Masters
card.
one?
No, I'm
Oh.
talking about Cauldron Complete.
Oh yeah. That card looks so busted. Um I don't know if it's going to be like, absolutely slam dunk in like a Death and Taxes shell or something like that, but it
Somewhere it
looks
is going to wreck people, and I cannot wait.
exactly. Like I can 100% see myself dying to that type of stuff. Like it even gets indestructible, right? Does the
It
artifact
has,
itself have
yes,
it?
they both have indestructible. Cauldron is going to be the new questing beast. It's got
Seven Proud,
the
thank you for the
germ
follow.
gets +5/+5, indestructible, haste, first strike, trample, and whenever it deals combat damage to a creature, exile that creature.
Yeah. That's gonna be a house. That's gotta be insane. Let's
White
see what
Dex
the
finally
testing
got our
says.
own questing beast.
Yeah, that's
Think
true.
about it that way.
That is true. Oh, so do you think that like traditional stone blades are gonna go into more of a what's it called? A like a day supported stone blade
I
list
wouldn't be
where
surprised to see something like that.
yeah, so you can protect
Um,
it.
we've seen other good printings that could fit there, like Brazen Borrower,
Yeah.
or even the aforementioned, even that Murktide region could go there too.
Ooh, card's good. Okay,
So many good beaters these days.
looks like we're seeing the Jit equipping to the Batter Skull, or no, to
Nope,
the
to the
Stoneforge with the
Shuko
Shuko.
Mystic.
I mean, but you're at 15. Can you really afford to swing in here?
You have a Jite, you're not dying if you connect with it.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Not wrong.
Swinging with the Jite is pretty much always correct. Although, that's a second Swords to Plowshares, using the best artwork, by the way.
Yes, that is
Out of
correct artwork.
4, that is the second Swords to Plowshares, which is one of the cards that can interact with. Well, it can't even interact with the combo, really. But.
Yeah, not really.
And
But
then. Was that a Jace bounce on the germ? Let's see.
no, the germ block the death touching
Oh,
snake, the snow snake.
I see.
I think you're gonna have to excuse me for a second because I think my headset's about to die.
Oops.
Yeah, of course, the one time. It's the one. Yes. Okay. Give
Meantime,
me 1 second
Vial
and I
comes
will be
down
right
again.
back.
Cool. Okay, little recap. Ether Vial has come down and been Force of Willed. And then. Let's see. Waiting on some action here. Sort of Hearth and Home. That card, it can have potential. I just like the other Modern Horizons swords, it doesn't feel to me like it's in danger of competing with any of the originals, but it's that second land from top for Kyle. That is
We're good.
I'm not sure. I think it might be a basic forest.
Yeah, so that looks like a snow covered forest to me. Is there any what's it called Field of the Dead type stuff? No, only specials of Caracas and a Mystic Sanctuary.
I am so sorry for the subpar viewer experience, Mr. Fringe.
I am completely on me. I will take that to hit on the stream. I'm so sorry. So sorry. This is why hey,
Oh,
sorry.
okay. Third from the top
Not
now is a misty rainforest. Um,
Narset. Does this
Narset
stop?
comes down all of the planeswalkers. Narset resolves and downticks immediately, revealing Terminus. Once again, the vise is tightening around Tensai, although Kyle isn't actually threatening to kill him anytime soon.
Yeah, like you do technically have like chump blockers.
Mm-hmm.
Was
You
that
can
just a
dirt
fail to
you
find?
you can just let him dirtle for a very long time. Um, I've actually, funny enough, I've seen Anurag Das talking about the new card Endurance as a potential way for Control to just sit there with its cards indefinitely and eventually deck out the opponent by shuffling in
Yeah,
its
I
own
heard about
graveyard.
that. So it's really weird because of the fact that endurance is going to be going to everything, but it pretty much forces the miracles decks into playing green over just being straight blue white or blue white red.
Yep. Although, as we've been seeing, people seem to like playing Uro already. That
Yeah. So on that same subject, I really do think if you're playing like a dedicated Euro deck, I would I would really like to see like a Light from the Loam or something like that in order to play it.
I'm not the expert, but I'll take your word for it. I know Uro can get pretty taxing on
Yeah,
just about
exactly.
every resource you have.
Yeah, exactly. It takes up a lot of your yard, especially that's the reason why you can't run any sort of Snapcaster types of effects and stuff like that. Like right now, Mystic Sanctuary is a complete dead card. And so it's one of those things that I would rather have something like a three-color control deck with like a single Light from the Loam in there to help power out some Uros, or maybe even like still Monastery Mentor to still like balance out your threats, and then less Uros, or what's it called? Or if you're going higher on the Uros, I would like to see a Field of the Dead, because Field of the Dead is just such a good long game. Just like I am going to just kill you.
Just saw Petty Theft cast on Uro.
Yeah, exactly. And petty thefting the Uro
See,
gets it
that's
off for
another
two
way
turn
of just
cycles.
stalling him for even longer, and not sure he even has the cards in the graveyard to get him back yet.
Yeah. Do we see a sneaky snow snake on this attack?
We see the old style Ambush Viper, Snapcaster Mage, the one of
Yep. With a
recasting Swords
order.
to Plowshares. That's one way of doing it.
What is Tensai's just gotta be drawing just so dead. Just there's
Yeah,
so many lands on the field. Like that's probably what
it's not
it's
where
gotta
his deck
be.
wants to be. He's now hard casting the other end of Borrower at the same
And
turn.
we're at 30 minutes already into into the last round.
You could use a time warning in here at some point.
Yeah, I think yeah. They'll give him a warning. Okay. Our lovely streamer, Mr. Jack Dax, is already taking care of that. I really appreciate it, homie. But yeah, we so the problem
That's
with
an
losing that the third or what's it called? The third Stoneforge Mystic is you can't do the Stoneforge trick anymore with Batterskull.
right.
So it's just hard
Well,
flicker.
you can. Like, he literally has almost enough lands to flicker it in the same turn,
Yeah, but the
which
thing
is
is,
not usually where you want to be, but it
oh, it's
happens
rough.
to the best of us.
Yeah, it's rough. But that's the thing is like
I
Tensai
like
still
that
has like
Batterskull even gives you the
possibility.
option.
Yeah, and that's the reason why people have been saying the difference between
Also,
Cauldron Complete versus Batterskull is
yep,
that Batterskull can be flickered itself.
Cauldron, yeah, Batterskull is overall more resilient. It's a matchup thing, right? Batterskull is very good against some things. Kaldra is good against others. And I wouldn't be surprised to see both show up somewhere, although it's also difficult to say how many Stoneforge targets is too many, or how many dead draws you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Batterskull isn't even always a dead draw. Like, you just draw it. But if we see Tensai bouncing the Batterskull, I wouldn't be too shocked to see it countered again on the way down, which is what Stoneforge helps you avoid.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was seeing in counter argument to that is that you can flicker with like something like a flicker wisp, something like that, but
True.
it just seems like so much of an effort to do it to get the batter skull-esque effect.
Well, it's honestly, though, you're kind of thinking of it wrong, because it's with Batterskull, it's generally all upside. Like, in this stage of the game, what else is he doing with his mana? Right?
You're not wrong.
It's a creature that can return if it's destroyed,
It's a
which is
mana
not something
sink.
that most
It's
can
something
do.
for you could do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And most games it doesn't even come into play, but here.
Okay, so we are seeing Uro again.
The same song and dance.
Yeah,
Over and
so what
over.
it does, Uro enters the battlefield, it gains you life, draws you cards, does your taxes, takes care of your kids, visits your mom at good times. Like it does everything. Uro just if you ever seen Futurama with the what's it called? Oh,
Jace,
they
by the
did
way,
some.
Jace did finally start plussing. So
Oh,
that
it's
means
about time.
we're within 10 turns of the game being decided.
Yeah. But there was a
But
Futurama reference to that sort of stuff. It's like the robot that does all the work for the scientist
oh,
type stuff. Oh,
Tensai has it.
oh,
Tensai has it. We saw an
Cephalid illusionist.
uncounterable Grand Abolisher off of Cavern into summon
Yeah,
Cephalid Illusionist.
it's over.
And then Shuko.
The
See,
Shuko
this is what
works.
I was thinking. Is that Kyle was just giving him so much time to draw into his thing that he
Yeah.
waited until half an hour in to even start trying to win the game.
Yep. And then
And now
Shuko
Tensai has
now
the win on
can
board.
equip between Cephalid illusionist
And you can
and
technically equip it to the same creature over and over, too. It doesn't matter. Now Tensai will mill his entire deck, revealing
yeah.
very slowly 3 cards at
And
a time.
Kyle,
Narcomoeba.
hope you were ready for this because this is all happening and you can't do anything about it.
This is
Yep.
what I was saying about why this combo is so deadly. Just, what can you
Oops,
do
I
about it?
win. Shuko's on the field. I've been there.
Just, what can you do?
I love it. And that's the thing. Back in the day, they would have to really work for it with the what's it called?
There are a couple of
Held
more
with
intricate
the
ways of getting it, like Angel
with
of
the lab
Glory's
man.
Rise.
Yeah, when it
But
had the
yeah,
lab man, it had to go through the Angel Glory's Rise and have a
or the
certain amount of
Hapless
bridges
Researcher, or it was more like it was what Angel of Glory's Rise, Labman, and
and
Hapless
hapless
Researcher,
researcher. Yeah,
which
which
is
would you can
convoluted,
sacrifice
and
it to
you
draw a
can get
card.
which is kind of convoluted and ends up with a bunch of extra dead draws. But this version is so
Yeah,
much slicker.
Kyle just sat there and sculpted the most perfect hand in the world, and Tensai was like, lol, lol, Cavern on human, Grand Abolisher, Ceph Illusionist, Shuko's on the field, die. Yeah,
That
that
simple.
was that's how a Thassa Oracle do. All
Yep.
right, so
And now
let's
we
go into
finally move to game 2.
yeah, so let's move into game two. So let's look at bank control. We have two back to basics, two carpet of flowers, two Aethersworn Canoness, two Veil of Summers, two meddling mage, one surgical, one containment priest, one wilt, one hydroblast, and one monastery mentor. What do you like in here?
Okay, so first of all, Meddling Mage is perfect. It's,
Oh yeah,
yeah, you just named Dread Return, and he needs the answer. which he only has in his sideboard.
Yeah, exactly. So
If
I
he
do
doesn't,
like
he could
having.
very well not side in Swords to Plowshares and then get Meddling Mage GG'd. Well,
Yeah,
that's what the transformational sideboard plan is for. So that's the thing, is that Kyle presumably doesn't know this, but Tensai has multiple angles of attack. That even after sideboarding, he can side in True Name Nemesis and Skyclave Apparition
yeah. So
for
let's
the
let's
beatdown
go.
plan.
Let's go to this. Let's go to this game and plan for the sideboard for Tensai. Tensai's got four
Mhm.
Swords of Plowshares, three True Name Nemesis, two Skyclave Apparition, two Surgical Extraction, two Plague Engineer, one Thassa's Oracle, and one Grand Abolisher.
And
What are
so
you liking here?
there's really two routes he could go. He could say, well, the combo worked for me well in game one, and he can't have too many things that will shut it down in game two. So I will just side in the extra Grand Abolisher and the extra Oracle and just go hard on the combo. Or he could anticipate combo hate, and then side in his true names. It's sort of it's a very delicate dance in a way.
Yeah, I would not hate just
Kyle has
sideboarding in
the same
three
thing.
True Names, two Skyclave Apparition, and like two Surgical to hate on the Uros, and then
Yep.
just like I'm gonna kill you with Stoneforge Beats. I'm
Well,
gonna resolve a True Name.
you kind of have to fully commit to one or the other because
Yeah, exactly.
if you're going for the beatdown plan, you need the answer to Uro because that just shuts down your aggro in its tracks.
Yeah. The amount of times I've looked at a just completely naked, no equipment or anything like that, a naked True Name Nemesis with an Earl in the battlefield, and I go, lols, I'm winning. Thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take 3 damage every single turn and not care.
Yep.
Earl's gonna go do my taxes while beating you in the face with it as a 6/6.
Yep. And of course, Kyle has some similar things to go through. He can keep the swords to plowshares for the stone forges, or he can side them out for the meddling mages and the
Uh,
cannon.
I hard love two Carpet of Flowers here, as well
Yep.
as
Carpet is
two.
just good.
I love two Carpet of Flowers, two Meddling Mage, and one Wilt. That's pretty much where I'm at with this.
Wilt can pull double duty there too.
I would also like to cut an Uro for a Monastery Mentor, just because I think Mentor is a better finisher in this situation. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna want to just slam a threat and then just like go as hard as you can. Well, Uro has to sacrifice itself the first time. Yep. And if you are all enjoying this, this is our Saturday challenge. We do this every Saturday. Hey, 5 to 6 rounds of Legacy. All sorts of different players playing from all around the world with a ton of different decks. It's Paper Legacy. It's Paper Legacy through webcam. Come hang out with us on the Discord. Have a good time, and you'll see us all the time, and it's a great community to hang out in. I mean, I really like it. I don't know about you, Astrid.
It's honestly just one of the best places I've been on this platform for Magic. Like, you get to. I don't want to get sappy or anything, but it just feels more real when you get to actually play with people, and when you get to see them, and when you get to you get to have all these conversations here. It's just so much more gratifying than endlessly grinding on Magic Online.
Yeah, exactly. There's a certain amount of mental muscles that people develop from playing MTGO. Now, there's also a
Mm-hmm.
certain amount of mental muscles you require for playing Paper Legacy. The amount of times I've seen people who grind MTGO and then they go and play Paper Legacy and they miss their Vial triggers, they miss their Sylvan Library triggers, they miss like important things because the computer automatically does it for you. You forget about those sorts of things. So, with the world kind of reopening back up, the next big legacy tournament is the Missouri 100K in October. I see a lot of players getting their practice on. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I know most of the mod teams planning on going out. I think a good chunk of the mods are playing. I think a large amount of our player base is planning on going out for that, as well as the legacy pit. I think they're like a 50K or something like that, or 30K or something like that. 20K. Thank you, Mr. Jack Dax. Really appreciate that.
seeing some love for Tensei in the chat, as well as some love
Yeah.
for the 100K.
Yo, Tensei's got his crew of boys. He's all get to hang out together and memeing hard on the latest stuff happened in the Discord.
We've got quite a crew here. A lot of the ones. Yep. Tensei is senpai. We appreciate the love.
All right, so what we get a name on that meddling mage? Should return meddling mage on Vile.
That
Ooh, that's
is an
nasty.
interesting choice.
Oh, especially since your opponent didn't open up with the turn one Vile, invalidates 4 cards. Not bad. I I can't hate on that.
I won't either. And then yeah, Tensei just led on the nomads.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, so, looks like the nomads got caught in that cut. No big deal. Oh,
Yeah.
you know, Kyle. I don't know about that name on bio. It's unusual. I mean, it's a heads up play. Maybe Kyle knows more than I do.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, but I think I would
We'll
if
never
I
know.
was going to be try and be
There's a
impactful.
second meddling mage. That explains it too.
Okay, so we got 2 meddling mages,
And
Swords
we
of
will see
Plowshares
swords on
on
the
the first
first
one.
meddling mage in response.
That's what I was gonna say. I think I'd rather put it on Swords of Plowshares. As you know that your opponent's a blue deck. Oh
Um,
no, no, no,
there is a
no.
sequencing error here.
Yeah, yep. Hold on. Okay, yep. Mr. Jack Dex has got it.
Hang on.
Yeah, which one died there, or did
We
Melly
will
Mage?
be right back once we've. Okay.
Yeah, or maybe it named. Yeah. So sorry about that, folks. Oh, so we're just trying to make sure which one died because it looks like what's Tensei doing?
Kind of also just been organizing them lazily. We can't know until we actually ask the players. Okay. It's like they're.
No, they need to name or after no, y'all are good. Which which one or what was it naming? Yeah, sorry about that, folks. Oh, so we're figuring this out right now. Oh, but I think it was on something evil. Thank you for the resubscribe. Thank you for being around, being a great mod buddy. Thank you.
Okay.
But
We have confirmation. The second mage did enter the battlefield and it named Cephalid Illusionist.
ooh, that's what it
And
was.
then it got hit by swords. So that explains what he was trying to do.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that makes a lot more sense and makes that
Uh-huh.
reasoning plus that play. Yeah.
Okay.
Once again, I still think
Cool.
Kyle should have put that first one on swords.
That's true. Anyway, we saw a stone forge eat its own swords to plowshares.
Yeah, no, all right, we figured it out. Oh, basically, it was named Cephalid Illusionist. None of them were put on swords, which don't know how I feel about that, but this is why we learn.
Mm-hmm. It's trickier to figure out when you have 2 meddling mages instead of like 4.
Yeah, exactly. And if you want to cut off your own swords and stuff like that, because meddling mage,
Because we
a
saw he
freaking
wanted to cast his own swords.
yeah,
Anyway,
exactly.
Teferi is being cast here, and Borrower is flashed in response,
Ooh,
eating a force.
yeah, and ooh, there's the days getting full value before that fairy enters the battlefield. Now, of course, the
What's the
Teferi
Daze
can't.
countering? The Daze could, in theory, hit the Teferi, but
Ooh,
we'll
ooh,
see what
ooh.
acidic.
Oh,
We will see what happens.
okay. Getting confirmation with our table spotter
Or
right now.
whatever the
Oh,
case, it's
and then there's
getting.
a
Wait,
force
no,
negation.
no. This is his turn. He can't do that.
Yeah, no, yeah. Yep. Hold on. Yep. Okay, so we got it. Okay. So so they're realizing, yeah, force negation can't be cast on your turn. It cannot be pitch cast like that on your turn. So because of that, yeah. Ooh, so that there we go. So it looks like the daze is actually on the Teferi.
Which makes
Or
sense.
hold on. No. It looks like it was on the Force of Will that was on the Brazen Borrower. See, I would have liked threading out the Brazen Borrower as a threat to buy the Force of Will, and then eating the what's called the three fairy with the days. I would have preferred that over having the Cephalid, not the Cephalid, but the what's called the Brazen Borrower on the board. Or because now that three fairies on the board, it's just gonna shut off some of your cards.
Well, he can
Ooh,
just attack the Teferi now.
yeah, but I was gonna say, oh wait, yeah, it goes down to one either way. So either one was a viable threat.
And then Nomads come back down. Looks like. Ooh.
Ooh, what's this guy's targeting? Is this hitting three fairy, swords, plowshares?
Swords to Plowshares, okay.
Okay,
And we'll see a Containment Priest did get brought in.
and we know that the hand is force negation and uh,
Uro.
looks like yeah, force negation, Uro.
So he doesn't
Oh, and
care
a
about
three
the
fairy,
Uro
and a
then.
three fairy. There's
Yep.
another three fairy in there.
So that means Tensei knows about the Uro even if he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah,
And he just
exactly.
doesn't respect it.
Well, I think what it was is the fact that Tensai was going to go to Swords of Plowshare as something important because no matter what, that takes Kyle off of getting Uro down that turn or getting Uro back, escaping it,
That's true.
as well as the fact that what would be required to pitch it would be Uro.
Yep.
So not counting on Kyle drawing a second blue pitch.
Also makes it harder to remove that Nomads
Yeah,
before the Cephalid comes
exactly.
down.
Yeah. Also, those super hot MTGPL brainstorm tokens with our new art crop rotation coming up soon. It is actually the final layer of paint is being applied today. So
So
I was,
excited to see the
yeah,
final product.
yeah. Well, so there was because there's a new technique that our artist tried out. It was like basically two layers of paint onto there, and it came out looking pretty good. So I'm excited for it. And then,
Ooh.
oh, okay. So
Umezawa's Chiche coming down.
this is
Is
worth force negationing, in my opinion,
Yep. Because
because once.
otherwise, that meddling mage is not long for this world. Wait, did it resolve?
Oh, okay. So we did see a glimpse of a true name nemesis. It looks like the mid range plant did go into effect.
Okay. Tensai just
I
really
think it
has no
resolved.
respect for Uro.
Plays X Delta. Oh wait, did Tensai crack a Pluto Delta and get a planes?
You should not do that.
Oh, wrong fetch. We swear that these players played excellently at the
These
last
players are
four
much
rounds.
tighter than this, mostly.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Tensai is in Dubai, so it's getting pretty late there, as well as the fact that both players, end of 5 rounds of Legacy, your brain's kind of fried. Right.
That does happen,
Yeah.
especially when you're playing games as grindy as these.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Which, by the way, we're coming down to the last couple of minutes here.
we kind of are. What's our time?
I think we're coming down to like the last like 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
And
Yep.
yeah, we are seeing. Okay, I I understand that you might have 3 fairy in your hand, but I would have hard cast.
Ah,
Oh,
he drew a containment piece.
that's what it. Kyle is respecting the combo, and Tensai doesn't care because I bet you the combo is not even in the deck anymore.
Yeah.
This
If he's got a
this
dream.
this sideboard juke is insane, and honestly, this is the reason why Tensai has gotten so many wins is because this sideboard juke just gets so many people.
Yep. Not only that, but it's just so hard to predict because the combo isn't
Exactly.
really that easy to hate out either. So it's not.
Exactly.
So it's hard to get punished for switching back to it in game 3.
Yeah, it's so good, and like, you know what, I when we talk about how new cards are going to affect things, I really think Resurgence is going to be. Oh wow, yeah, it is definitely late for both of them. Then so both both of these decks, I think, are going to be interested in the new green pitch card.
Both of
What's it
these
called?
decks, you said?
Yes, because Miracles is going to want to play it, and Tensai is going to have to play around it for the
Oh,
rest of
that's
his
true.
life.
That is very
Because
true.
that card is going to just absolutely end Thassa's Oracle kills. Those cards will. That card is going to just completely stop any sort of Thassa's Oracle kill happening from now on.
Hmm. Well, in decks that can support the green costs.
Endurance. Yeah, thank you, Arn. Yeah, the
That card looks
endurance.
so cool, though.
Well, I plan on playing like a 2 or 3 of in just straight any sort of bug Zenith based deck I'm gonna play. If it's gonna be Nick Fit, a bug
Oh yeah,
Zenith list,
Zenith
I'm putting
decks
it in
are gonna love it
Stormcaller.
too. Because like, as far as okay, now we're seeing Force Pitch Uro on the Jitte
After it's been
after it gets
bounced.
bounced.
Yeah.
Understandably
Which
so, Jitte is kind of a broken card. Anyway, we're seeing the Nomads commit to Fairy and the Borrower at face.
which I would have rather just at that turn, I would rather just hard cast the what's it called? Hard cast the force negation on that. You can't let the Jitte hit the field. It's so
Mm-hmm.
good. Which I'll give a shout out for Star City Games Receivables. Oh, their podcast with Cedric Phillip and Patrick Sullivan. They actually just talked about Kawa Block, and they're talking about Jite. It was just like this card should have never been printed. It was the original, should have never been reprinted. Should have
True,
never been printed because the
but
card just
since it
absolutely ruined
was,
the block.
yep. But since it was printed, it means we all get to know and love it here. As they say, Legacy is the format where broken cards come to die.
Yeah, and there's 2 broken things. Yeah, Betrayers of Kamigawa. They were talking about it in that.
Yep, and you were talking about how Cephalid Illusionist was kind of broken in its own day too.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's
Even
exactly what it was.
even well before the invention of Laboratory Maniac.
Yes. That's exactly what it is. And then now we're seeing Plague Engineer here. Yeah, Tensai is
Unclear what
kind of
you
just
named it here.
outmaneuvering.
His deck's not really that vulnerable. He has the one Snapcaster, which is a
You
human,
Sneaky
and he
Snow
has the
Snake.
snakes.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
name Sneaky Snow Snake because
sure.
they can block your they can block
Oh, I
your
guess that's true. The
Rage
Jitte's
Follower.
gone, so he doesn't have that out to it.
Yeah, exactly. And
Because,
it's also exiled, so it's gone.
yeah. Yeah, the Jitte is just gone. So, I mean, he doesn't have any way to return it anyway, but looks like it's unhuman.
Ah, Astrid, am I gonna have to get Old Border Ice Fang Codals?
I don't know, are you? Are you going to have to get Oil Border Plague Engineers?
Mm, I think I'm gonna have to. Wait, they're only coming in foil, right?
They're only in foil.
Never mind. Can't do it.
I know,
I,
that's the saddest thing about this set is like, I would totally get the Sanctum Prelate if it was non-foil.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing. Like, I have full arts I really enjoy. I think the one foil consistently in my deck is Leovold, and
Mm,
that's like the box topper foil stuff. So like
I'm not
I
usually one to go for foils. That's kind of why I got interested in signatures.
yeah, like I don't see if I get those, I have to foil out the rest of my cards.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to. You can't really get away with exactly one foil because the way that magic foils are,
Yeah,
that's not the
exactly.
thing you can do. Can't be like,
There,
I'm gonna
that's
get this one card I like in foil because that's also a good way to have marked cards.
Bear, that's because you love of like everything shiny and all the nice basic lands, which I
Yeah,
respect.
signed
I
foils
respect.
are pretty bling.
I have
Just like,
gone back to my roots, and my recent pickups have been Onslaught foil basics, Onslaught block foil
ooh,
basics.
pretty.
Oh, they're so nice. I need to get plains. Like I already got swamps and islands.
Finally joining the light side.
Uh, maybe, maybe. I've been having a lot of fun playing Control, and it's starting to worry me. Figured I'd take a dabble.
Promise it's a good time.
Oh yeah, I figured I'd take a dabble. See what it's like playing the blue white game. Yeah,
Good game, I
exactly.
promise you.
Hey, it's
Yep.
really surprised. I have three. So I have one assigned portent now that I'm never gonna play, but I have three unsigned ones because that's the most I'm ever gonna play. And if I
Yeah.
just so happen to be able to get those signed, there you go. I could have a
Hmm.
matching set. But other than that, I don't really have many signed cards unless it like super means something. And it looks like Kyle has to scoop it up because just too much of a board presence. The switch to that mid range game
Also,
plan did it.
yep, that time limit was bearing down on him too. But yeah,
Oh
Tensei gets here.
wow. Yep, took out the entire package. Took out
Damn
the
nice.
entire package and brought in the entire mid-range package. Kyle got
And it
juked
worked here.
by it. Yeah. Oh man. So this is an important lesson, everybody. This is an important lesson. If you're ever playing against Tensai and you think that you can just sideboard an Ola's combo hate to try and take the game, mm.
Think
Tensai is
again.
gonna juke you like this.
Hmm. Yep.
Yes, but
And 3 minutes before the time limit ends, no less.
yeah, exactly. Hey, all right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us for our final round of the MTG Paper Legacy Discord's Legacy Challenge. If you'd like to get involved with the Discord, hit exclamation point Discord in the chat and come hang out with us.
And if you'd
It's a
ever
good
like to
place to
watch
be.
these videos again, you can hit exclamation mark YouTube and it will provide a link where all of these videos will be uploaded.
Yeah,
For
so check out the
Buster.
YouTube for any and all VODs as well as anything that we post onto there directly. Hey, we're all around everywhere at MTG Paper Legacy, so give us a follow. So thank you all for hanging out, and Astrid, thank you for hanging out with me. It was a wonderful
Thanks,
time.
Doc. Have a great day.
Yeah, as always, thank you everybody, and have a good night.